The Carolina Skyhawks have returned home to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium, licking their wounds after a blowout loss in Mexico City last week. Today they face a Sioux Falls team also looking to get back in the win column after their bye week and a loss to the Alaska Storm. Two teams looking to turn their season around get set to clash as Week 6 of the Simulation Football League rolls on from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome into the broadcast booth alongside Rich Olin on stats and Levant Mercer. I am your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trujillo. Levant, second week in a row we're calling Carolina, and they're looking for a big turnaround after last week in Mexico City.
Well, they're facing no slouch here against a really tough team who's had a rough go of things themselves in Sioux Falls, and I expect them to have a fight on their hands today.
We're going down to the field for the coin toss. Captains are out there. And who is going to get the ball first? And we pause 10 seconds for station identification. We'll find out right after this. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. And we are just about ready to go as Sioux Falls will kick the ball away. Carolina will get the ball first. The kicker, Semi Prefontaine, has the ball on the tee. He has his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and we're game on here in North Carolina on a Sunday afternoon. A little bit of a late start. We apologize for that, but playing football all the same on a Sunday in late February as Prasad brings the ball up to the 31-yard line. Here is the Carolina offense. Quarterback Mark Biddix, running back Randy Mercury, wide receivers L.B. Allen III, Dupree Hudson, and Harish Prasad, who just returned that kick. They'll play from their own 31-yard line, right to left, in this first quarter. Biddix in the gun. He takes the snap, looks, throws to the far side. That pass is complete. Dupree Hudson makes the first catch of the day and gets 7 yards. And this is an offense, Levant, that didn't score a point last week. And how do you see them turning it around in this contest?
Well, sometimes, as you saw right there, Sioux Falls likes to stack the box. If they can figure out a way around their blitz and just start, getting their passing game going, they could really get something going here.
Single receiver each side. Biddix, plenty of time in the pocket, goes down the field into tight coverage, and it's knocked away from Harish Prasad, who was the intended receiver. Here's the Sioux Falls defense. Safeties Jay Ringgold and A.J. Levy. Quarterbacks Andrew Nyberg and John Barnhart. Linebackers Alex Parker and Nick Fargo. And if Sioux Falls really wants to win this game, Parker and Fargo are going to have to play really well in pressuring the quarterback from the linebacker spot today. 3rd down and 3 from the Carolina 39. Biddix in the gun again, this time with 3 receivers. He's going to throw short underneath. Catch is made, and a spin move and a first down. What a play. That was L.B. Allen III making his first catch of the day and picking up the yardage for the first down.
Almost looked like he was going to get stuffed there. Right there, you saw that there were 2 sparrows ready to tackle him, but he just spun out of the way, made them eat dirt, and got the first down. Easy as you like.
Fresh set of downs, 9 minutes 48 seconds to go. No score here early in the running from Carolina. Biddix throws the ball out to the far side, and that pass is incomplete as he was trying to check it down to Randy Mercury. And Randy Mercury, the rookie, still looking for his first touchdown of his career. And he's come up empty through the first 5 games.
Every time they throw that pass for the past couple of weeks, they've been throwing those passes for negative gains. They have a hard time once they have to check it down, getting any yardage off the flats like that. They can't keep doing it.
Here's a handoff. Mercury, he stood up in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 4. Terrific coverage out there by Sioux Falls. Tyrone McGee came up and made the tackle. Nick Fargo also helped open up the hole.
Fargo's one of these relief valves for this defense here. He's one of those rangy linebackers. He's able to go box to box across the field and able to stop the run there with McGee.
3rd and 14. It's going to be all in the arm of Vidic. He's got plenty of time against the blitz. He steps up in the pocket and delivers a beautiful throw to the opposing 30-yard line. Down to the 31, Dupree Hudson. Catch number 2 and first down number 2 for the Skyhawks, this time into Sioux Falls territory.
That's going to be one of the keys for Carolina in this game, trying to engage that cover 1 when they go on the blitz like that and try to get to their deep receivers like that there.
And this is something they didn't really do well last week in Mexico City, is throw the ball downfield. Vidic, plenty of time, going long again down the middle of the field, and a catch is made, and a touchdown! Put it on the board. The opening drive ends in a score for the Skyhawks.
Just gotta hit them with that deep strike at the beginning of the game, putting Sioux Falls on their heels to start. Vidic's had enough time to set throws, a rocket over, launches it over Levy's head, and that's it. It's in there for the score.
Toby Jones, the tight end, on the go route, walks in for the touchdown, and you mentioned it before, Levant, they brought the house, and the house of cards didn't fall down.
And sometimes you beat the dealer, and you just hit blackjack right there. Get 6.
Kick up and good from Ezekiel Klein. 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go, first quarter. Carolina, an exclamation point on this first drive. It's 7-0 over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube, and the SFL is proudly sponsored by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Extraordinary Everest, our brand new sponsor, Bits Central and Fuel, transforming SFL media in 2019. Harry's, the official razor of the SFL, all you need for a close, comfortable shave. Thank you to all of our sponsors for Season 12, and our new sponsor, Extraordinary Everest, who sponsors the Extraordinary Player of the Game. We'll get to that a little bit later in the broadcast. We still got 3 quarters and a lot more to go as Sioux Falls touches the ball for the first time at their own 29-yard line following the return. Here's Julian Tyree under center, offset eye behind him. 2 receivers left and single right. Tyree to the far side, pass is complete to A.J. Warren, and Warren gets 7 yards. Here's the rest of the Sioux Falls offense. Tyree is the quarterback. Their sophomore running back is Colin Hart. Wide receivers, Sean Harrelson, A.J. Warren, Riley Porter, tight end, Craig Hearn. And last year, Colin Hart had a real breakout season, but this year kind of a down year so far. I'm sure we'll get some more on that in a moment after the 2nd down and 3. Hart doubting the well, there's no I this time. It's just him behind Tyree, who's under center in a heavy set. Tyree, short drop, steps to throw, sidearms it, slings it out there, and it was off the arm of Hearn. As the ball falls to the turf, it'll be 3rd and 3.
It just seems like Hearn got caught up there on the crossing pattern. He just turned and bumped into another receiver as he was turning, and just couldn't adjust himself for the ball and try to grab it there.
3rd down on Carolina stacks the box here. Maybe looking for the blitz on 3rd down and 3, but they only send 4. Here's Colin Hart looking to prove himself, and he shakes a tackle and gets a first down. That is what you want out of your star running back. He makes the play and moves the chains for Sioux Falls.
This is why the so-called swing city style of play that they employed last season was so effective. You get Colin Hart on a one-on-one with a safety or a corner like that, and he should definitely, easily decimate for the first down.
Colin Hart last season, 20 touchdowns in his rookie year. This season, no touchdowns in the last 2 games and only 2 through Sioux Falls' first 4 games. Handoff. Hart swims by 1 defender, but is still going to only get back to the line of scrimmage before he is buried under a pile of red and white jerseys. Speaking of jerseys, here is what the teams are wearing tonight in the uniform report. Carolina at home wearing red helmets, or white helmets rather, red jerseys, white pants with blue trim. And on the road, Sioux Falls, black helmets, white jerseys, white pants, black socks, and gold trim. Trips left, single right, 2nd and 10. Tyree to the near side to Warren. And he'll gain 7 yards and be 3rd and 3 for the 2nd consecutive set of downs.
This does open up the playbook for Sioux Falls. They have the ability to run with Hart. They can throw it to the flats of Hart. They can go deep. They can go mid. You always want to be in these situations. You want to find yourself, if you do have to get to 3rd down, you want to be in 3rd and short.
Tyree alone in the backfield, 3 receivers. With a 7-man front, here comes, they only rush 3, but Colin Hart is out there and he makes a catch. 1st down at the Carolina 46-yard line.
They didn't do anything too fancy there. They just knew where the sticks were and just got it there. That's all they needed to do. Just get it to Hart and they'll be all right.
And you see a lot of times in this league, teams try and, dunk it over the middle on 3rd and short or 3rd and medium, and you see a lot of drives stall that way. Sioux Falls doing well. A pump fake from Tyree on 1st down, then right over the middle to Harrelson into Carolina territory, down to the 25-yard line. They hit him with the strike right down the middle that time.
Well, when you're efficient and you have such a speedster like Sean Harrelson, look how fast he gets off the line there. Comes across the middle of the seam there and just splits the defense. Everyone covered their assignments as route runners. They opened the hole for Harrelson to run through, catch the pass. It was just perfect execution by Sioux Falls on that play.
And I love the pump fake by Tyree. He totally fooled one of the linebackers for Carolina, setting up that lane for Harrelson right down the middle. 1st and 10 for the 25. Tyree going to the far side. One-handed catch by Warren. And Warren picks up 6 yards. Warren's made 3 catches and has 7, 7, and 6 yards consecutively. That's a pretty good opening drive for a one-wide receiver.
When you're passing medium routes like that in this style of offense, if you can get that number, efficiently and consistently enough, you're going to have a great day.
Oh, the Carolina would have showed the blitz, but they jumped offside. Colin Hart, he's run down right at the 19-yard line, close to a 1st down. We'll see if they accept the penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91, defense, 12-yard penalty, 1st down.
And they probably accepted it anyway, even if Hart did get the 1st down. And that was MeUndies Laundry on the field for the first time today. And that propels Sioux Falls into the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone. Now at the 14-yard line. Heavy set here, no wide receivers. 2 in the backfield, Tyree under center. Tyree looks to the far side and was tipped and incomplete. That pass was intended for Lennox Sanders. Lennox Sanders out there.
And the pass was deflected by Jack Burden, who has, shown up in bits and pieces here and there across the season. Sometimes he gets burns on these plays, but that time he jumped the route and made a great deflection.
Looks to show the pressure again here. Tyree got a throw off to Hearn at the far side. Blockers in front of him. He's got a burst of speed. He rolls down to the goal line, and he's not going to get in there. He's just short, and it's going to be inside the 1, and that's your Everschool by movement block of the game.
Just going to look at this here. Look at 79 chugging along, getting in front, hitting him with the hammer there. You got to give Barnard a lot of props there for getting down the field like that.
Now 1st and goal from inside the 1. Is this the Colin Hart special? Is he going to get back on the stat sheet? But no, Tyree's going to throw it to the end zone, put it on the board. A long drive begets a long drive, and Sioux Falls is an extra point away from tying this one up.
It's just been a very efficient drive for them. They saw the man open, no one was there, and it was just easy pickings for them right there through the seam once again. That seems to be what has been the, just the Achilles heel for Carolina. Is they have an issue with all these seams. They have the issue covering these nines, these hitch and goes, and other routes that just cut them across the middle like that.
As the kick is up and good from Sammy Prefontaine. Scoring the touchdown was the fullback, Ashley Anderson, for Sioux Falls. And we've got 2 touchdowns on 2 long drives in the opening quarter, both scored by non-contract players. Every player matters, not just those ones you pay the big money to. I've got to catch up on some ad reads, so let me tell you that MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/simulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. Give the gift of comfort with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Free shipping and return. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. And on that last play, the Everschool block of the game to set up the touchdown. Everschool by movement blocks blue light to protect your eyes from digital screens. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL action. Protect them and see every moment by using the promo code SimulationFL at purchase from movement.com. I'll get to that in a minute as Biddix is going down for a sack. A portion of your purchase from Movement supports the SFL through our partnership. Movement premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. And as I was waxing poetic about our wonderful sponsors, Mark Biddix was just getting waxed.
Waxed, and so was the tackle on that play. Tyrone Black with a great jab on that tackle there. Gets around his man and into the quarterback.
Setting up 2nd down and 16. Biddix a single receiver each side. He's going to drop to throw. Going to throw down the field. One-on-one coverage caught out of 1st down to the 46-yard line of Carolina. Harish Prasad makes a great catch 1v1 against the defender.
Gotta look at this right here again. Just look at this man. Cuts across, gets in front of him, and just shows him the ball and takes it away.
Andrew Nyberg. Sorry, continue.
That's who he made silly in that play. Andrew Nyberg just absolutely got wrecked there by Prasad.
I'll get to the Sioux Falls and Carolina defenses in a moment as another pass underneath is complete. This one to Freddie Greer, the fullback. Let's get you through the Sioux Falls defense. Well, I mean, I'm sure I've done it before, but here they are again. Jay Ringgold, AJ Levy, Andrew Nyberg, John Bardenhart, Alex Parker, and Nick Fargo are the stars for the Sioux Falls defense. And for Carolina's defense, I'll get to them when they are next on their defensive side of the field. For now, it's 2nd down and 5. Biddix looking, throwing over the middle into the soft zone. Complete 1st down. Dupree Hudson picks up his 3rd catch of the day, moves the chains into Sioux Falls territory at the 42-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the 1st quarter.
Gotta give it up to Biddix. From whatever happened to him last week, he looks a lot sharper and fresher coming out of the gates today.
1st and 10 from the Sioux Falls 42-yard line. Biddix under center, offset eye behind him. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's a diving catch! In the face of the defender, it's Prasad again, getting them down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
It's just making him look silly out there. See Biddix here with just a nice throw. It looked really dangerous, but his receiver bailed him out there. And that's sometimes what you need out of your receivers, because sometimes it looks nice, and then I get to see the play develop from another angle, and I'm like, wow, he really got saved there by Prasad.
Jay Ringgold must have thought he had an easy interception there, but it was stolen away by Prasad. Here is Mandy Mercury on his 2nd carry of the game, gets his first 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 17 after this. 2 minutes to go and counting in the 1st quarter. This 1st quarter has gone real fast. You see Mark Biddix's numbers already, 128 yards and a 152 QBR in the 1st quarter. That's pretty good considering where they were last week. Mercury again picks up another yard. He was tackled on the play there by Zimmerman. Fargo also was in there. And now 3rd and 7.
And that's just one of the issues Carolina continues to have, is they simply just can't get the running game going no matter how good the passing game is. They've still got to get the running game going at least a little bit to tire out this defense.
Well, now you can't really run on 3rd and 7. 4 wide. They're going to fake the handoff, dump it underneath, and it's incomplete. A comedy of errors on that play by the Carolina offense, and it's 4th down.
First, I just don't understand why you're going on play action 3rd and medium, and then second, what is this? That is a football volley if I ever seen one. Tried to run with the ball before he has it in his hands.
They faked the handoff to Mercury, then threw it towards Mercury, 2 yards downfield when they needed to get 7 yards to move the chains. And that'll bring up Ezekiel Klein to try and give Carolina the lead via the 3 points. Kick is all the way up and right down Main Street from Ezekiel Klein, giving Carolina the 10-7 lead. 1:10 to go first quarter. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Stay with us. And coming into the game, Carolina is scoring the fewest points per game in the league. They only score on average 14 points, and I'm sure that's not helped by them being blanked last week. And, well, Sioux Falls isn't doing much better. They're 3rd to last. They only score 18 points a game. So right now, both teams at current rate are in to score more than their average points per game.
Well, they're on pace for it so far today. Already at least a third of the way there each.
Riley Porter brings it up to the 26-yard line. That's where Sioux Falls will start their second drive of the game after scoring a touchdown on their last drive. Down 10-7 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium is the venue this afternoon. We thank you for joining us on the SFL Network for Week 6 action. A fake to... Again, wow! What's going on? They fake it to Colin Hart. They throw it out there, and the pass is dropped by Turin James.
Here's one of the keys that you have to have on offense, is you have to make sure the ball is in your hands before you run with it. This is the second time on the second team today that this has happened.
Maybe the play action will drop out of coaching literature here in a minute after that play, after those 2 plays on consecutive drive. Here's the run to Colin Hart. He's got a lane up the middle. He's got a burst of speed, and he's got a first down and more. Up near midfield, down at the 47-yard line. It took a momentous effort to bring him down by Blake Chance, the free safety, who had to shade all the way over from the opposite side of the field.
You gotta just look at what he has in front of him, too. When you have blockers that, look at that there, somebody just ate turf. And that right there is what led Colin Hart to the promised land of the first down. When you have just absolute, brick walls in front of you, you gotta appreciate that as a running back.
Tyree on 1st and 10, throws it out to Hart, a little bit behind him, but he does corral it and picks up a first down and more. Fighting through tackles on the near sideline, Colin Hart. He may not have a touchdown in the last 2 weeks, but he's certainly putting on some highlight reel plays here early in this game.
Now this is a screenplay run to perfection right here. It kind of got a little weird at the end, but hey, he punched through someone. His blockers got some of the action too. They are really putting it out there for all of us to see. Just putting out some real damage.
Coming to the end of the first quarter, they don't have to snap it again, the Sioux Falls Sparrows. They might not, as it's 5 seconds left to go. They will snap it. Fakes to Hart, pass out there, and that is how you do play action correct. You get 6 yards to A.J. Warren, who's up to 24 yards on the day. 1 second left in the first quarter, so they're going to have to run one more play. It'll be a 2nd and 2. Nope, I was wrong. The clock runs out on the first quarter. I thought he stepped out of bounds. That must not have been the case. They're at the end of 1, Skyhawks 10, Sparrows 7. It's the Battle of the Birds here in Raleigh, North Carolina on the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. We'll flip sides of the field, put 11 minutes back on the clock. Second quarter underway. Tyree pumps, hit as he throws, floats it out there, and it's almost intercepted.
And
That was close.
That was real close. And if you're Johnny Savage, you really wanted to have that back. It was right in your hands, and he just dropped it. But good play by Carolina to get in front of the receiver and knock the ball away.
3rd down and 4 from the Carolina 34. Offset I, 3 receivers. Only a 4-man rush from Carolina. Sidearms it out there, and it's in and out of the hands of Craig Hearn. That's his 2nd drop of the day. This time, it would have given him a 1st down, and Max Moholt is on to punt for the first time tonight.
I don't know if you heard footsteps or what, but he came across the field a little timid there, tried to grab the ball, right, and just got it jarred loose.
Something I want to pay attention to, especially in the last couple of plays, is the Carolina front line. They may only be sending 4 or 5, but they are getting to Tyree and making him throw it early and throw it ahead or behind his receiver as that punt rolls into the end zone for the touchback, and Carolina will start at their own 20-yard line. Michael Truillo, Levant Mercer, and Rich Olin on stats today from Raleigh, North Carolina, David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium. Glad you could join us on a Sunday afternoon. Carolina looking to extend their lead up 10-7 over Sioux Falls. 10:44 to go, 2nd quarter. Biddix under center, offset I behind him. 3 receivers, 2 right, single left on 1st and 10. Gonna hand it off to Mercury, and Mercury is gonna get 3 yards. He's steadily building his best run of the night. He had 1, then he had 2, now he's got 3. If they keep handing it off to him, he'll be running the entire length of the field before the night is over.
Well, that's what Carolina would hope anyway. On that last play, you saw Sioux Falls creep back in coverage a little bit, and that gave Mercury a little more room to run this time.
On 2nd down, here's Mercury again, and he's run down from behind. Terrific play by Nick Fargo, who had come on the linebacker blitz, but diverted and ran right over and tackled the running back.
Well, Nick Fargo is at least he's been in the Pro Bowl several times, at least 3 or 4 times. So that's the reason why he can get off of his initial assignment, read the run, and get to the ball carrier like no one else can.
Biddix on 3rd and 6, gonna throw deep down the sideline and tipped and incomplete. Fantastic defending from Barnhart, the only rookie on this Sioux Falls Sparrows team, the 13th pick in the season 12 rookie draft. The 6'3", 218 cornerback makes his presence felt and forces the punt.
And you see why right there. He was able to, just like Fargo on the play before, able to read the play as it was developing. And
there's a
what's this
MeUndies laundry on the field here. Let's see what the referee says.
I think it's encroachment.
Well, it is against the Sparrows.
It seems like as they were lining up, someone was just caught in the neutral zone and touched somebody too soon.
I mean, the punt team is still out on the field. They didn't get the 1st down. They're a yard short. Punt is away from Scott Davis. And a spin move and a double spin move and a couple of yards gained off of the punt return by Riley Porter up to the Sioux Falls 48-yard line. I just went back and watched that again. I couldn't see anything, and to be perfectly honest, I was looking at my notes when that happened.
Well, I guess you weren't looking hard enough, because right there in the center of the field, whoever was lined up directly against the center was already past the neutral zone before the play even started.
Well, it's past us, and now Carolina jumps off sides. MeUndies laundry on the field. Colin Hart pushes past one defender, is going to get about 4 yards, and I think that Sioux Falls will accept this penalty and get a free 5 out of this one.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92, defense, 12-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
As Phil Hall, the defensive end, jumped off sides. And it'll be 1st and 5 for Sioux Falls.
Now, there's a few quarterbacks in this league that have a very odd cadence, and one of those is Julian Tyree. Another one is Rob Roby over in London, and former quarterback Dylan Sioux also used to have one where, you know, sometimes they just catch the defensive line off guard.
Hart moves through the middle, swims past one tackle and breaks free. Out the sack, back of the defense, and is finally tackled in Carolina territory at the 35 by Blake Chance. His second touchdown-saving tackle on Colin Hart of the quarter.
Well, you just see it here. He just has more lead blocks right here, and just once he gets into the open field, it's really hard to catch him. Great job by... Oh, wow.
Now in Carolina territory at the 35.
Blake Chance. My bad.
Handoff, Hart tried to be run down from behind. He'll gain a yard against all odds. There was a defender in the backfield all over him, about 5 yards deep. It was Bo Rivers Monroe. He still dragged him forward for a gain of 1.
And that's just the power that Colin Hart has. You go against a defensive tackle like that and drag him for a yard, you know you've got some lower body strength.
Tyree moves to the pocket, avoids a sack, can't avoid the second man as the offensive line goes out to lunch. Sack on the play. Big hit for Carolina. Willie Van Dyke, outside linebacker, lays the wood and gets the sack.
Gotta give it up to Christopher Colon there, who was like pushing the pile there, tried to get the first contact, couldn't bring him down, but make it so that Van Dyke was able to get there.
Tyree across the middle, caught by Warren. He'll get all of those yards back that they lost, but it's still going to be 4th and 9, and we'll see if they're close enough for Sammy Prefontaine to attempt a long field goal.
It has happened before, but it looks like it's going to be Moreholt.
Moreholt is on the field, and they're just going to try and pin him deep in the end zone. Moreholt, that's a good punt, bounces at the 10 and out of bounds at the 9-yard line, and that's how you do a coffin corner punt right there. Carolina backed up in the shadow of their own end zone inside the 10. 6:44 to go in the second quarter. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And after a blistering start to this game, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. Teams finding their defensive footing. I formation on first down. Here's the give to Mercury. He stood up, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and get nothing else, as Nick Fargo was in there for the stop.
Well, that right there is just going beyond the Call of Duty for the force guy here. So on every play, on a running play like that, you have a force and a cutback man. This man forced him inside, so far inside that he went for a tackle for loss there.
2nd and 10. Handoff Mercury. This time he's got running room, and this time he's got a first down. Picks up 10 yards to the 19-yard line. Big running by Randy Mercury, and he was one tackle away from being gone.
Well, this time this is just an ISO 38 gap that nobody shot through. No one got there in time, and that was just easy pickings for Mercury to get the first down.
Jay Ringgold with the tackle. Fresh set of downs for Carolina, and that's the kind of runs you need to see out of your rookie running back. 10-7 Carolina lead. 5 minutes to go in the first half here. A flitz across the middle from Biddix, and a pickup of 8 yards across the middle from Harish Prasad. 2nd down and 2 from the Carolina 27.
And that's what happens when you send the full house. You saw that it started at 7, but then there ended up being 10 engaged on the quarterback almost, and that just left an easy over the middle pass to make.
Excellent blitz pickup by the Carolina offensive line. Biddix back to pass, throws deep down the near side. Oh, and a catch by Dupree Hudson. He went up one-on-one with John Barnhart and came down with it. Over 150 yards now for Biddix.
We'll just see, once again, Barnhart just gets absolutely mossed by Hudson here. That's just not what you need to be doing at the cornerback position. You need to get in front of your man. You need to start reading where those balls are heading.
Up near midfield at the Carolina 44-yard line. After that big play to Hudson, Biddix pumps. Now is it pressured and goes down. A loss of 6 yards back to the Carolina 37. The sack comes via the way of Johnny Summers, the defensive tackle.
This time they're just gonna pick up the stunt. Right there, whoever was supposed to pick up the stunt, the center there, just engaged on the wrong man there, didn't know where he was, went underneath his man and into the quarterback for the sack.
Now 2nd and 16, and this is basically going to be all on the arm of Biddix to save this drive here. Little bit of a high snap, Biddix corrals it, late pressure coming, he gets the ball away, down the middle, caught by Dupree Hudson, and there he goes, down the field, 15-10-5. You can put it on the board. Carolina opens the lead.
This right here is just an absolute deep strike to the wide receiver. We get a chance to look at it again right here. This was just a 9. He was just, no, not actually, it was like one of those corner routes, and then after he made the cut, he was gone. No one could grab him there, and that was it for him.
Dupree Hudson has made a couple of spectacular catches today, and this time he shows off the wheels and gets into the end zone as Carolina extends the lead. Ezekiel Klein out there to try and tack on the extra point.
It seems like Nyberg and Barnhart just couldn't get there in time. Ringgold was also just in coverage there and just couldn't recover in time.
Extra point good, 4:05 to go first half. Carolina 17, Sioux Falls 7. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. And Levant, where is the team? Well, I'll get to that after our sponsors. Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL, who designed all the new logos. MediaTek Institute, turn your passion into your profession. MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. And I'll get to my point after this, as Riley Porter returns up to the 27-yard line. This is night and day from the Carolina team we saw last week in Mexico City.
Well, I heard from the coaching staff last week, and they said they put in overtime to figure out everything that went wrong in the 2 games against Mexico City, and they really felt like they had the right game plan for today's game.
Right now, it's working out. They've got a 10-point lead. Tyree and the Sparrows offense back on the field. Tyree, plenty of time. Going to dump it off to Hart. Can he turn the corner? Yes. Can he get past the defender? Yes. And the second defender, who is Jack Burton, brings him down after a gain of 6.
I heard from the coaching staff that they were finally unbound by the ownership to have full access to a playbook, and what it seems like today has seemed to be just a new look Carolina defense and offense.
2nd down and 4 for Sioux Falls. Tyree, short pass, caught, first down and more to the 41-yard line. That catch made by J.J. McGee, the tight end. And a move of the chains for the Sparrows.
I feel for Sioux Falls, they're going to really need to get Colin Hart running up the gut right through this Carolina defense. They had issues with that last week.
Tyree to throw out of a triple receiver set, and it's tipped and incomplete. Harrelson was alone against about 4 defenders, and DJ Majesty, having none of that, knocks the ball away. 2nd down and 10. And for those of you watching who may not be that new to the league, these 2 teams may only have a combined 2 wins through 5 weeks, but both of these teams were playoff teams from last year. Sioux Falls is a perennial powerhouse in this league, so I expect both of these coaching staffs to get the ball rolling towards the second half of the season. Second down and 10. Tyree, short drop, throws to the near side, floats it over a defender. A.J. Warren tries to make the spin move, can't get there. It's going to be 3rd and 1 with the ball right at midfield.
This is one of those times where you have to understand as a defensive back not to over pursue the ball. This right here, we'll see, right here decides to over pursue the ball and just couldn't get a hand on it and left his man wide open there. We probably would have just stuck with him in coverage. He probably would have had a hand to it.
A little bit of over-eagerness from Jack Burton, the first season in Carolina for this man out of Las Vegas last season, and Colin Hart couldn't get there. Blown up in the hole. Great play by Christopher Colon, who I don't think we called his name last week. He's out here making a big play and stopping the Sioux Falls drive.
That right there, the offensive line just shifted one of the defensive ends down onto the turf and left the gap wide open for Cologne to get through.
That is the Quip 2-minute warning. Sioux Falls, are they going to stay on the field or are they going to punt it away with 2 minutes to go here?
I mean, I would always try to go for it, but it doesn't seem like they will.
As Max Moholt is out on the field, getting ready to punt it away. Moholt gets the punt away from just inside his own 40. This is a booming punt, fielded at the 15-yard line, and down at the 17 is Harish Prasad. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months, covered for life, free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Now, with 1:52 to go, Carolina might look to extend the lead here from their own 17-yard line. Biddix floats it out to the far side to Prasad, and Prasad is out of bounds, and that will not count for anything. 2nd down and 10. For this Sioux Falls defense, they're giving up on average 24 points a game. So they're currently on track to give up about that much, but if the offense can't get going, which it's currently stuck in first gear, they're going to be all out of luck as Prasad can't make the catch again on the exact same route. It'll be 3rd and 10. And the SFL is sponsored by nobody in particular. Levant, go ahead. We'll get to Levant's point after this 3rd down and 10. Trips left, single right. Biddix looks, throws, complete. Prasad, can he get the first down? Yes, he can, and more. Up to the 29-yard line. They go with the play 3 times in a row, and the 3rd time is the charm.
Well, sometimes you gotta do what you see the defense is giving you, and that right there, if they can't stop Prasad out on the out route there, you just keep throwing it to him. What I was trying to get to before is I noticed that they've been going to the same play a couple of times, but all 3 times, whomever was crossing on that out route has been left open, so they were probably going to go for it again.
Get the first down up to the 29-yard line. 1:41 to go. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts here in the first half. Biddix, plenty of time. Now under pressure, gets the ball away to Mercury, who dropped the ball. He wasn't expecting the pass to come his way, and it'll be 2nd down.
This just seems to be a bit of a problem with him. Last week and the week before, he just had a couple drops. This is just another one of those simple balls. Doesn't know where it is, has issues tracking it, and then just lets it hit the turf. Doesn't know how to handle those, it seems.
2nd and 10. Carolina 29-yard line. 1:36 to go, first half. Offset eye behind Biddix. Hands off to Mercury. Mercury the running lane, and he'll get 5 yards on second down. Brings up a 3rd and 5, tackled by Fargo.
Really got to give it up to Fargo there. If he wasn't there in time, that was going to be an easy first down. But luckily, he came over from his initial assignment and got to the ball carrier.
Two right, single left on the receiving end. Biddix throws short of the first down, but putting together a nice run after catch and moving the chains. L.B. Allen III hasn't made a catch yet in the second quarter until now, but he keeps the drive alive with a minute to go.
That what it is that you just saw there was that Sioux Falls sent 5, and that one person that just wasn't in coverage was one that was probably beat on that play, because that's what was left open.
Offset eye again. This time Biddix going to throw. Plenty of time. Nowhere. He's going to throw to the far side. It's caught for only 6 yards. That was kind of underwhelming for the amount of receivers they had downfield, but now they're going to go with the up-tempo offense after the catch by Harish Prasad. From their own 47-yard line, Biddix dumps it underneath to Allen, and then they'll call their first timeout after a gain of 2.
On that first play there, Sioux Falls sent 3 to max protection, into max protection. I mean, when you have that many people back there blocking for you, you better have all that time in the world against 3.
Well, we've seen protection break down in that sort of situation, but it didn't happen that time. Now 3rd and 2. Biddix controls the high snap, passes out to the near sideline, and it's incomplete. He led Hudson a bit too far, and he caught it out of bounds.
Saw the rush end come off the edge there. Probably hurried that pass.
We'll review the previous play.
And the booth is going to review that play and see if Hudson did indeed make the catch. And let's take a look. It's the Harry's close shave, close call challenge. And he's well out of bounds.
Yeah, even in this league where you need 1 foot in bounds, I don't see a single one.
Pass was incomplete. The catch was made out of bounds. 4th down.
So here comes 4th down. And Carolina with 2 timeouts left. What do you do here? You send out the punter, Davis, to try and just pin Sioux Falls deep and run out the last 34 seconds of the half. Kick is away. It's going to drop at about the 15-yard line and up to the 19-yard line. Goes Riley Porter. From shave sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship made in Germany. We make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the coupon code SIMULATIONFL at purchasefromharrys.com, and a portion of your purchase supports the SFL. Harry's, the official razor of the Simulation Football League. Tyree out to Miles Portis for 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Clock running now, and that should take us to the half.
Unless Sioux Falls wants to try to take it deep right before the half, they should probably just take it, because they'll probably be receiving the ball after the half.
Just going to run it one more time with Colin Hart. Clock hits 0. We are going to go to the break. Keep it tuned right here. Carolina's got the lead, but Sioux Falls will get the ball first in the second half. Can they come back and notch their 2nd win of the year? This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. welcome back to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium here in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Battle of the Birds rages on a Sunday evening on the East Coast as Carolina and Sioux Falls try to get to 2 wins on the season here in week number 6. Michael Torello, Levant Mercer, Rich Olin are in the broadcast booth here with you tonight from Carolina. And Sioux Falls down 17-7. We'll get the ball back to start the second half. Kick is away. Game is on again. And here comes Riley Porter. He'll return it up to the 29-yard line. And Levant, give me some reasons that Sioux Falls can come back and look for a win in this ball game. Tyree to throw. Colin Hart, blockers in front of him, goes down the sideline. First down and more, up to the 45-yard line. Give him 16 yards and a first down on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. And Colin Hart needed to have a big game. So far, he's shown flashes of brilliance in plays like this, but his overall production hasn't been good enough. First and 10 from the Sioux Falls 45-yard line, going left to right here in the third quarter. Tyree throws out to the far side, and bobbling it and dropping it is Ashley Anderson, the fullback. And he was in a wide open amount of space. Would have been an easy first down if he'd hung on to the ball, but that's all water under bridge now. Second down and 10. Tyree down the field and caught. First down for Sioux Falls at the Carolina 41. A.J. Warren makes that catch, and he's been having a pretty good day, number 15, hasn't he?
Yeah, he very much has. He's been able to get to these balls out there. You know, he's been targeted 7 times, made 6 grabs. Well, 7 now with this one. He averages 7.5 every time he has the ball. He has 45 yards today. He's having a decent day.
First and 10 for Sioux Falls in Carolina territory at the 41-yard line. Tyree under center. Short drop, throws out to Hart. One-handed catch, gets going the correct direction and picks up 6 yards before he is tackled by a player, I don't know, Shervon Prasad. Shades over from the linebacker spot to bring him down.
Well, we're just looking at the key differences here between his rushing and receiving. He's had 7 catches for about 60-something yards, but he's only had 33 yards on 6 carries.
Tyree almost had that one picked off. Burton tipped it and knocked it away from Riley Porter, who was the intended receiver.
That was very important there that time. Burton making up for his earlier mistake by timing when he jumped the route the right time this way and got in front of the ball and deflected it away.
Now 3rd and 4, offset eye behind Tyree. 2 receivers left, single right. Carolina, here comes the blitz. He gets away. Oh, what a throw and what a diving catch. A.J. Warren extends the drive. He's 8 for 8 on catches tonight. Great hands as that was thrown near his feet as Tyree was dancing in the pocket.
And just look at this here. No one was covering him the whole time. Whoever jumped just couldn't get there in time. It looked like it was Savage, not sure, but he got just beat on that play. Made a diving catch to save it from going to the turf. So great job by Warren to keep up on his feet there.
Now just outside the 20-yard line. Tyree gonna hand it off to Hart. Blockers in front of him. He slips through the first line of defense and gets 4 yards. Second down and 6 from the 16 coming up there officially into the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone.
I still feel like there's enough time to get involved more in the running game, but they're going to go wide here.
4 wide, 2nd and 6. Tyree down the middle of the field. It's caught by Hearn. Craig Hearn down to the 3 in triple coverage. Highlight reel catch right there by the big tight end.
This is what I was talking about the past couple weeks. I know I was talking about it in terms of Mexico City, but a lot of these teams have picked up tight ends, and they do no business. When it gets into double or triple coverage like that, they are real big and meaty, and they're able to grab tough balls like that.
Tyree to Hart, turns to the corner. Actually, that's not Hart at all. I can't tell who that is. That is Freddie Fox, the backup running back, with the touchdown for Sioux Falls. Put it on the board. And it's a 3-point game pending the extra point.
Doesn't really matter who's out there for them. That play has worked for them all season long and all of last season too.
Maybe the Carolina defense thought, well, that's not Hart back there. They're not going to throw it his way. And it was wide open spaces in front of Freddie Fox as he picks up the touchdown. Sammy Prefontaine on for the extra point. Kick is up and good with 7:49 remaining in the evening's third quarter. Carolina 17, Sioux Falls 14. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And the SFL is sponsored by Movement. Premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Quip, perfect oral care delivered. Richards Printworks, the official shop of the SFL. ScoreStream, the official score updates app of the SFL. Spygoat, the sound choice for sound reinforcement. Prasad up to the 32-yard line for Carolina. They've still got the lead, but that was a good drive for Sioux Falls coming out and starting the second half like that.
Yeah, it's really something they really needed to do coming back into this game. Get some points on the board and pressure Carolina. You know, make sure that you could probably peg on some of their complacency here and just make sure that you keep the game close going into the fourth.
7:45 to go in the third. Biddick short drop. Biddick's over the middle into tight coverage, and the ball hits the turf intended for Dupree Hudson. Good coverage on the play by Andrew Nyberg.
Well, this is why you want to stick to these receivers tight, because if you're able to do that, sometimes you can match up real well with them here. Right here, when you're in front of the receiver like that, that's where you want to be as a defensive back. You want to make sure that you're in position to make the play, and they are not.
And Nyberg really got credit for that, but it was really Josh Barnhart who knocked the ball away, as shown by the replay. 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line, going right to left in the third quarter. White helmets, red jerseys, white pants, blue trim. Hand off, up the middle, Mercury. This is a good run for Mercury. He'll pick up 6 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 4. Very manageable 3rd down coming up.
That's something they really want to see more out of Mercury in future weeks, picking up those, you know, decent amounts of gains. The past couple weeks, he's only averaged 3.3 yards a carry, but if he can get that up to 4 or 5, they're looking really pretty now.
3rd and 4. Handoff Mercury. Can he get there? No, he's going to be a yard short. He picked up 3. And a big tackle led by Nick Fargo. The entire defense probably was in on that one.
That's why he's a Pro Bowler himself right there, coming in and just jamming up that lane. No, he wasn't able to come through the gap, and he saves his team from having to be out there for another possession.
Punt away from Scott Davis from just shy of his own 35. Received by Porter, and he's tackled right there at the 23-yard line. So Sioux Falls a chance to tie or take the lead with 6:34 to go in the third quarter, down 17-14 with the ball at their own 23-yard line. quick chat shout-outs. Johnny Savage, Harish Prasad, Randy Mercury, Mason Trin, AJ Levy, Colin Hart, everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us as always as Colin Hart goes down the near sideline and picks up 7 yards.
It's another gain of 7 for Colin Hart, who feels probably hard done by not being on the field for that touchdown earlier. But, you know, gets back out there. He's a good kid, gets back out there and gets 7 yards for his team.
And I'm sure the next time they get down there, Hart's going to be like, I want the ball. I'm not going 3 games without scoring a touchdown. 2nd and 3 from the 30-yard line. Tyree, short pass over the middle, caught first down by Craig Hearn. He doesn't drop this one and picks up a first down to the 37-yard line for the Sparrows.
Well, they nicknamed him Moose, and he seems like giving them the antlers on that play. Once again, just every time they stick 2 or 3 players on him, it doesn't matter. He makes the grab and takes them down with him.
1st and 10 now. A good pace of play coming out of the Sioux Falls Sparrows here in the 3rd quarter. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the 3rd. Pass to Hart out of the backfield, makes one man miss and steps out of bounds after a gain of 4.
You know, an unsung hero I'm just going to shout out here. I got to give it up to Joey Holt. Every time he comes out in front the block for Colin Hart here, he has been doing a great job coming off these screens and making sure that there's lanes for him to go.
And if you're going to run this swing city stretch pass kind of offense, you need offensive linemen like that who are willing to run side to side to block. This time Tyree sidearms it over the middle, and it's caught by Harrison. Harrison on a foot race, and he's going to be brought down inside the red zone down to the 18-yard line. Big play by Sioux Falls, and they're knocking at the door again.
And if it wasn't for Burton coming down and catching up with him, there was going to be no one else to be able to, because Harrelson is one of those people that just have wheels. Luckily enough for Carolina, so does Burton.
Daniel Pruitt with the touchdown-saving tackle, but Sioux Falls now inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. Heavy look. It's going to be a handoff. Here goes Hart, and Hart's going to get 2 yards before he's being tackled on the play by Cologne. Or DJ Majesty, rather, made that tackle.
That right there, you know, that's why he was a key figure for Alaska up the middle last season, and he's doing it again here, showing them why, you know, he wanted to be the focal point of the defense for Carolina, and there's one of those things he can do.
Here's Colin Hart, trucks a man and gets into the end zone. Put it on the board. I will go no longer without a touchdown, says Colin Hart, and Sioux Falls takes the lead.
And what a commanding touchdown that is. 1, to take back the lead, and 2, to do it with such force, such unrelenting force. Right here, takes him down and into the end zone. Just absolutely brutalizes him.
You done?
I am now.
Okay. The Sparrows with a flying back-to-back couple of drives with 2 touchdowns have come all the way back, and pending this extra point from Sammy Prefontaine, which is up and good. They come from down 10, and now they're up 21-7, 4:24 to go, 3rd quarter. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube.
To 17.
Did I say something else?
You said 7.
Oh, whoops. No, I'm not selling Carolina short by 10 points. They've got 17. Thank you for correcting me on that one, as the kick is away from Prefontaine. Carolina from their own 10-yard line. Here's Prasad. Tries to slip 1 tackle, 2 tackles, a spin move, and he keeps going. Past midfield. Can anybody catch him? Oh, there he goes. It's going to be a return touchdown after breaking 3 tackles for Harish Prasad. He says, I'll see you 1 and raise you 1. Put it on the board. Touchdown. Carolina takes the lead right back.
It just took my breath away. Santa Maria, look at this again. Look at this man. He just had no hope right there. Spins against one, breaks another tackle, and just takes him to the house, flying away with jet speed. This Skyhawk was not going to be denied into the end zone.
Potential top 10 plays of the week on back-to-back plays by Colin Hart. Had Harish Prasad, and this game has been blown wide open here in the third quarter.
This is the excitement we live for here in the SFL right here. A kickoff return after being scored upon. Now this is a game.
Kick up and good from Ezekiel Klein. Your score with 4 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Carolina now 24, Sioux Falls 20, as a topsy-turvy game continues to flip back and forth here. I was about to go to the out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, but I'm not going to be able to now because I'm not going to take my head away from the field during a kickoff. Kick is away. Returned by Porter up to the 30-yard line, and that is where he will stay. It's now time for the out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the Simulation Football League. Right here, it's 24-21. Elsewhere, in the fourth quarter, it's 28-28, Oklahoma City and Houston. That's the game that was postponed from yesterday. In the fourth quarter, Atlanta is over Tulsa 27-20, and also in the fourth quarter, London is all over Chicago 35-14. Tyree out to Hart. He'll gain about 3 yards on first down, second down, and 7 from the 33. On Friday night, Tallahassee beat Dallas 38-31 in an absolute barn burner of a game. And tonight, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, it's the fan night game of the week as the New Orleans Pharaohs host your old team, the Las Vegas Fury. Second down and 7. Handoff, Colin Hart around the right side. He's got a burst of speed, and he's got a first down out to the 41-yard line. And then on Monday, the action continues with 3 more games tomorrow night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. That is Baltimore looking to do the double over Alaska. And the San Francisco Sharks host the Indianapolis Spitfire, and the Mexico City Aztecs travel to St. Louis. That is your out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the Simulation Football League. And it's 1st and 10 for the Sioux Falls Sparrows, down 21-24. Quick out over the middle, and a 7-yard gain to A.J. Warren, who I think still hasn't dropped a pass yet today.
Now that I'm able to catch my breath from all the excitement earlier, yeah, I'm going to have to say he really hasn't yet. The one target that he just couldn't catch was just an incomplete pass that was ended up behind him. He hasn't had a drop today at all, no.
It's a pretty good day for a wide receiver. A.J. Warren in his 3rd season here in Sioux Falls. Handoff, Hart runs through everybody, picks up a first down up to the Carolina 46-yard line across midfield.
And the tough yardage once again through the power O, and just drives a dagger through the Carolina defense for the first down.
1st and 10, they're going to split them all out. 4 wide, 3 left, single right. Plus a tight end's going to go out there too. Pyrie pump fakes them, goes over the middle, and it's picked off! Coming back the other way with it for Carolina. Blake Chance down the sideline. Is anybody going to catch him? 15, 10, 5. Oh my, you can put it on the board. Carolina doesn't need any offense to extend the lead. They've got another special teams touchdown, and this time with the defense.
I don't know if that's special teams, but that's a special player. Blake Chance has been a little nondescript all day, but right here makes a great read on the pass. As an opportunist right here, just takes it all the way to the end zone. Harrelson had the bad angle on him, but he had the speed, but couldn't get there.
No matter what kind of touchdown it is, it didn't need the offense. I was right on that bit. But Carolina has scored potentially 14 points pending this extra point by Ezekiel Klein without their offense touching the ball.
Yeah, that's 14 points. 7 from special teams and 7 from the defense. Now, let's not forget, the first time that they played Mexico City this season, Carolina got 14 points, their only points in that game for the most part, off the defense. They are a defense that can score points. Sioux Falls has just witnessed that.
Despite that, Carolina came into the game tonight with a -7 turnover differential. That was the last in the league. It's now -6 in a big way, as it's now a 10-point lead for the Skyhawks. And another return for Riley Porter up to the 30-yard line, and Julian Tyree and company going to have to go at it again.
Well, Julian Tyree is a very tough cookie. You know that he's just not going to break under this pressure. He's third all-time passing in this league for a reason. He can make miracles happen, and this could be another one. Who knows?
Trips left, single right, Tyree under center. He'll move in the pocket, throw down the field, and a one-on-one coverage and a big catch again down the field. This time it's caught by, I can't tell. Turin James makes his second catch of the day. Thank you for the graphic operator for putting that one up there. I would have never found it.
Well, that right there was something the defense couldn't find, neither could the ref, because he just fell all the way over onto the turf.
By the way, both of these teams have smashed their points per game averages this season. Carolina by over 15 points. Handoff. Hart gets 3 yards off the left side, and
well, it was slow to get up, but did finally get up. It looks like he's a little shaken up, but he should be all right. Now, it seems that Carolina shifted to the strong side and left the weak side of the defense a little more weaker, and that's what led them to get some yardage on that play.
2nd and 7, Tyree over the middle into the soft zone, complete to Harrison. First down and more up to the 29-yard line. Here comes that Sparrows machine. They're flying downfield again.
That right here is just the confidence of Tyree not to let that interception get to him. You know, he's placing his passes only where the receiver can get it. Look at that. Low, but low and recoverable. You know, it's receivable. You can catch that ball, and only you can. And that's something that Tyree is great at.
You saw head coach Jason McGee on the sideline looking on here. Tyree under pressure. Down he goes. He's going to lose 3 yards via the sack, and that should bring the third quarter to an end. Chris Colon picks up a sack this time.
All right, there they just won the war in the trenches. They pushed. When you were able to push the offensive line into the quarterback like that, you know you won.
Put your fours up in the chat. We're going to the fourth quarter, 11 minutes left. Carolina 31, Sioux Falls 21. It's still anybody's game here in Raleigh, North Carolina this evening. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Handoff up the middle to Colin Hart. Hart's going to get 7 yards. I had to do a little bit of quick maths in my head there. Up to the 24-yard line of Carolina, 3rd and 6 coming up.
You made it more manageable for them, and that's all you can hope for out of your running back in situations like that if you do decide to run the ball.
Third and 6, big play here. Can they get the first down? Tyree, it's tipped and intercepted! Second time in 2 drives, and Carolina takes the ball back. It's Pruitt on the pick.
Pruitt, the person who got burned earlier on the Harrison route right here, makes up for it with a tip drill interception. Great job by Pruitt to come back from adversity and make that interception.
And the tip came through from Willie Van Dyke, who had the sack on Tyree in the first half, so big players making big plays that don't get paid a lot, it doesn't matter because the ball is back in the hands of Carolina for the first time, and it seems like a long time. And a dive by Mercury up the middle gets 3 yards.
Yeah, they've been off the field for about 6 minutes already, and, you know, they haven't had, you know, much of the ball since the end of the third because of, you know, the defensive touchdown and the special teams touchdown. So now they're just here trying to manage the game.
I formation, handoff, Mercury gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther. Johnny Savage in the chat said that's Pruitt's 4th pick of the season. And maybe it's time for somebody to roll him out of contract.
Yeah, but there are always big-time players who just feel a little undervalued or a little underrated, and Pruitt is one of them. We got to give it up to him.
Is that supposed to be a handoff, a play action? I don't know. Either way, Vittix goes down, 4th and 8, and a punt unit comes out for Carolina on a miscommunication between Vittix and Mercury.
I'm just going to improvise here. I'm going to call that an RPO, and he just could not decide whether he was passing or running on that play. And when you run a play like that, you can't do that. You have to decide, am I passing or am I running before the play develops? That time, he just couldn't do it, and it broke down.
Scott Davis punts from his own 5-yard line, picked up right at midfield by Riley Porter, and that's where Sioux Falls will start. 8:49 to go, 4th quarter, down 10, 31-21. And a game between two teams with 1 win apiece, hitting the bottom 5 of the power rankings. Coming into the week, Carolina at the very bottom has produced a very entertaining game this evening. Handoff, Hart. Chris Cologne says no. You're losing 2 yards in the backfield.
He absolutely demolated he just sent that offensive lineman to the shadow realm just to get to the wide receiver, to the running back there. Wow.
Was that it? Wow, that was a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. All right, I wasn't expecting that when I got into the booth today. 2nd down and 12. Tyree alone in the backfield. 4 wide receivers. Tyree over the middle, tipped and picked off. 3rd interception in a row, and coming back the other way with it is Carolina. What a pick that time. Eugene Barker gets in on the action, and Carolina takes the ball away again.
Well, this is what happens when you try to do too much. He just underthrew the ball that time. He had a lot of pressure. Barker just gets a good tip on it and was able to make the interception off his own tip. So he tipped it to himself. Great play there by Barker.
He tipped it to himself. That was amazing. Carolina can run out some more clock here. 8:11 to go. Vittix low snap. Throws down the middle of the field. That one's tipped and almost picked right back the other way. Nick Fargo got a hand to it and knocked it down.
And now if you're Carolina, you can't be doing that. You got to make sure that your defense stays off the field. They can't be doing that. They can't be on all cylinders forever. You keep them on the field. But that right there was a great play by Fargo to just get up there, get up on his springs, and knock that away.
Second and 10, Sioux Falls 34-yard line after the big return on the interception. Vittix throws it out to Mercury, some room to run. Mercury's going to get 7 yards on the far side and stay in bounds. Clock continues to run down under 8 minutes to go.
Now, you know everything's going right for Carolina when a swing pass goes for positive yardage, something that hasn't happened in 2 games.
I formation. Here comes the blitz, and Mercury runs right through it. First down and more, up to the 20-yard line. They're already in the red zone.
Well, they blitzed for the A and B gaps and left the C gap unattended to, and that's where all the blockers were for Mercury to get right through. So great job by the offense understanding their assignments, understanding where the defense was giving them on that play. So great job on the run by Mercury, too, to get the first down.
7 minutes, 11 seconds in the fourth quarter and counting. Biddick, 7-step drop, plenty of time, looking, throws near side, and it's incomplete. And that's the second time that Biddick has had all the time in the world back there, and the resulting pass has been underwhelming.
Well, sometimes the coverage downfield is also just as good. So you might have all day in the pocket, but you still have nobody to throw to down there. You got to wait for somebody to come back or just, improvise a route. That time he did and could not make the reception.
Biddick, plenty of time, throws towards the end zone, caught at the 5 and down at the 3. Everybody on the Skyhawks making big plays today. And they're going to be set up inside the 5 after this replay.
You gotta give it up to the unsung heroes today. You see Tybee Jones get a catch. You see Barker making plays. Pruitt making plays. Players you don't often see make big plays for this team. Really stepping it up today.
Toby Jones had the touchdown on the opening drive for Carolina back in the first quarter. Biddick looking, end zone knocked away. Alex Parker stretches out and denies the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone.
He's trying to go for that high point, high shoulder fade pass there. And sometimes that just doesn't work when you have such, acrobatic defenders back there in Parker and Fargo. They're rangy linebackers, but they also have the springs to get up there in pass coverage.
Second down and goal. Biddick looks, throws, lost it to the end zone. It's incomplete. It was intended for Jones again. I see people in the chat asking for a Randy Mercury touchdown. Would be the first of his career.
Well, the fans here really want to see it too, but it seems like they're going to go through the air again. But who knows? Let's see how they line up.
They're not in a running formation. Third down and goal from the 3. Sioux Falls looking to hold here. Biddick looks, dumps it off to the goal line. No, didn't get there. Nick Fargo denies Dupree Hudson at the doorstep.
Now that's really clutch, but let's see if Carolina wants to challenge this. They could. They're probably not going to. They're going to go for the field goal, but Fargo right there keeping it 1 yard short. Where have I heard that before?
Last week.
Oh, yeah.
I know it was probably 2 weeks ago in Atlanta. The field goal good from 17 yards. Ezekiel Klein remains perfect on the day. Carolina extends the lead. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Carolina 34. Sioux Falls 21. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And I kind of agree with the call there. You're in the lead. You're coming down to the end of the game. Just get points any way you can.
That might have been the case, but had you have just gone for it, you would have had them starting in the shadow of their own end zone.
Return up by Riley Porter to the 28-yard line. You got to feel that this drive has to result in points, specifically a touchdown, if Sioux Falls want to get back in this game in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, key for them is not to try to get it back all at once. That has not worked for them so far. That has gotten them picked off twice in the past 2 possessions.
3 times in the past 3 possessions, I think. As Hart takes the ball, loses 2 yards. As the defense of Carolina stands strong. Willie Van Dyke with the tackle for loss.
He has had a monster game today. He's coming off the edge. He's getting relentless pressure on a quarterback. He's making plays in coverage. He's coming around and disrupting the run. He's really had a great day.
Tyree over the middle into tight coverage, and that's incomplete, intended for Harrelson, and it's quickly 3rd and 12.
Majesty just hit him with extreme pop on that play, but we got to look at Willie Van Dyke again. He almost intercepts this pass. He's been just doing absolutely everything, and thanks to the camera guy for this one. It's really been everywhere. Got to really highlight Van Dyke. Thanks.
Maybe a contender for the Everest player of the game?
He's up there.
Possibly. We'll see here in just over 5 minutes of game time left to go in this one. 3rd down and 12. Huge play here for Tyree and the Sparrows. Throws over the middle. Warren fighting for the first down. Didn't get there. He's 2 yards short. Do they go for it here?
At this point, you're a little backed up on your own end again. You're not exactly past the 50-yard line. You probably punt it here, but we'll see what they do.
Offense on the field. Tyree in the gun. 2 receivers left, single right, 4th and 2. They snap the ball. Tyree looking, throws deep down the field. It's knocked away. Blake Chance with the knockdown, and Carolina takes over with 4:29 to go.
You just see Tyree trying to go for his favorite receiver today, Warren, who has not dropped the ball yet. But if the ball can't get there because it's underthrown, it's gonna get batted away. Great job by Chance, but seeing that, getting a hand in there and making sure that it could not get there. And now Carolina has the ball again, and they could probably seal this away with any score.
And they're in Sioux Falls territory at the 36-yard line, not too far away from field goal range. Maybe a heavy dose of Randy Mercury coming out here, but Biddix is going to throw on 1st down. He's going to dump it underneath, and that pass is dropped.
That has been the case today for both of these teams. Both of these teams have had a combined 5 drops among them. And that's pretty rough. You just can't be having that on offense if you want to get any sort of tempo going.
Toby Jones couldn't hang on to the ball that time. Second and 10 from the 36. Biddix to throw. Biddix plenty of time. He's going to check it down to Mercury. He makes the catch, runs upfield, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. It stops the clock. 4 minutes and 20 to go. That's a heads-up play by Alex Parker to push Mercury out of bounds there.
That's a veteran linebacker for you. He sees that, you know, he can also push him out of bounds, stop the clock, and, you know, give his team more of a chance. You know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds here or there can make the difference. It's a whole play that you can run.
Biddix looks, throws short over the middle, complete. This time Toby Jones hangs on and gets a first down up to the Sioux Falls 24-yard line. 273 yards for Mark Biddix today. He's had a very good game, a bounce-back game from last week.
Now this whole offense has looked so much better than their performance in the shutout loss that they had last week. So this is any improvement is a major improvement, but coming from 0 to 34 points is a major step up.
Biddix on 1st and 10 throws to the near side. That is complete to Dupree Hudson for 4 yards. And 3:39 to go. And as this game sort of has a challenge from the Sioux Falls coaching staff, and
The Sparrows are challenging whether the
so let's see what this is. They're probably going to challenge it. They didn't catch the ball. Let's take a look. It's the Harry's close shave, close call challenge.
What we're trying to see here is if he left a single foot in bounds. That's the rule here in the SFL, and he has both.
Yeah, I can't see what the reason is for challenging there by
play stands.
McGee, the coach for Sioux Falls.
The Sparrows
And on a play that only got him 4 yards, I can't really see the point of burning a timeout there.
Not only that, but now that puts them in an even worse position, because now it's still 2nd and 6. They're still in their own red zone, and now they don't have a timeout.
Middix to throw. Middix to the end zone. It's intercepted by Barnhart. Josh Barnhart, the rookie, with his second interception of the season, denies Dupree Hudson a chance at the end zone.
It was a little behind Hudson. If it was, thrown a little ahead of him, he would have had an easy route to the touchdown. You threw it way behind him. Barnhart was lagging a little behind, but got there in time for the interception, set his foot, and luckily, avoided. Ending up being a safety for his own team.
Their own end zone. Tyree going long. It's over everybody's head. It was intended for Riley Porter, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Sioux Falls backed up inside their own 1-yard line. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the ball game.
That's one of the problems you have trying to get it back all at once. Also being bunched up in your own end zone. You feel the pressure a lot harder than you usually would, being so bunched up back there.
Tyree looking, plenty of time, throws, complete to the 15-yard line. Here comes the hurry-up offense for Sioux Falls. At the 15-yard line, everybody gets set. They're going to go. The referee falls down. McGee, plenty of time in the pocket, throws out there, and it's caught by Riley Porter, who gets up to the 38-yard line. Didn't get out of bounds, though, so they're going to have to go quickly to the line. Going to be coming down to 3 minutes to go and counting. Snap with 3 minutes exactly on the clock. Tyree in trouble. He goes down. Loss of 8. Big sack. Cologne has his second of the ball game. And here we go again. 2:46 on the snap. 2nd and 18. Tyree down the field. Picked off for the 4th time today. A second pick for Blake Chance, and that might just about do it.
And that's a heartbreaker there. I felt like it was a little too early to go into the no-huddle like this, but they had lots of timeout on the challenge they lost earlier, so they felt like they had to before the 2-minute warning. And that right there is just a duck. He just threw a real duck right into the hands of Chance. Just had a lot of pressure in his face, couldn't set his feet to throw, and just threw it right at Chance.
I am reminded by CC2S or 5Y, can't tell, in the chat, that's Cologne's 3rd sack of the day. So, a hat trick of sacks for Cologne, and what looks to be a 2nd win on the year for Carolina, up 34-21 with the ball, under 3 minutes to go.
Now at this point, if you're Carolina, you want to just manage the clock. You know that Sioux Falls is down to just 2 timeouts. This time, you don't need to push for that extra score. You can just come out of this with a field goal. You just need to chew as much clock as possible to make sure that you can close this one out.
As we get down to the Quip 2-minute warning of the 2nd half, Carolina on top of Sioux Falls in the Battle of the Birds here in Raleigh, North Carolina today. 34-21, 2 minutes to go. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Second down and 3 after the 7-yard gain on 1st down. Middix back to pass. Middix going to the end zone. It's intercepted. That's a repeat interception by John Barnhart in the exact same place he made the interception on the last drive.
And we're making the exact same mistake again. Right here, exact same route. Comes across, and it's just a little, well, that time it was a little too bunched up there, and it was just too many defenders right there. So there's a little different. The play kind of died, and the ball kind of tailed off at the end there. And there was really no chance but anybody but Sioux Falls to get there. But now we're back with Sioux Falls having another chance at it.
In the shadow of their own end zone at the 5-yard line. Tyree from his own end zone hit as he throws, and it's behind his intended receiver. If he had hit Harrelson, Harrelson would have been gone the other way because there was nobody behind him, but the pass was off the mark.
Well, the pass was off the mark because he almost got hit for a safety there. You almost forgot that there defensive lineman up in his face like that. There was no time again for him to set his feet, and I feel like Carolina's going to bring the heat again.
Only got 3 down linemen. They only rushed 3 down linemen. Tyree throws complete at a first down and more out to the 16-yard line. Give 11 yards to Riley Porter that time. Now they're going to go up tempo at the 16-yard line. Tyree out there, caught. 9-yard gain. And sliding out of bounds is Porter.
Looking like Nick Finch out there with the baseball slide, keeping himself inbounds for the reception and slid out of bounds to stop the clock. Great play.
This may all be too little too late for Sioux Falls, but you never know. A minute 33 to go, down by 13. Crazier things have happened. Handoff, Colin Hart up the middle, trucks a man, keeps going, trucks a second man and keeps going, and he's got a posse. He's got a man approaching from the back, Van Dyke. Can he bring him down? No, it's going to be Colin Hart rolling into the end zone. Put it on the board, the most unlikely touchdown you'll ever see. The Sparrows are not out of this game yet.
But there's not a lot of time left on the clock, but you gotta give it up for Colin Hart. He never stopped fighting. That's what you do in this league. You never stop fighting. Look at this. Muscles a man down and gets going. The whole team with him. The whole team runs down with him, giving him support all the way down the field for the end zone.
A
Touchdown.
74-yard touchdown for Colin Hart. He's got a 2-touchdown performance today. As Sammy Prefontaine sets up for the extra point as we await with bated breath the oncoming onside kick that you know is sure to follow. Kick is good. A minute 19 to go, fourth quarter. Carolina 34, Sioux Falls 28. It's coming down to the wire. It looked almost like the Carolina defense was caught off guard there because you're not expecting a run when they're down 2 scores with less than 2 minutes to go.
You're really not, and it happens so often in this league. You wouldn't expect one to ever break off like that, but it really did. And with Colin Hart back there, you can expect it.
Here comes the onside kick. It's bobbling around down there. Who picked the ball up? It's going to be Carolina. It was close, but Carolina fell on it.
It was real close for a second there. It almost looked like Spikes was going to finally slide in to grab it, but luckily it was picked up by Carolina just at the end there.
Seth Wagner picked up the ball for Carolina, and with a minute and 17 to go, they just may have clinched this one, but they're going long again, and it's tipped and almost intercepted.
Somebody needs to tell Carolina, look at the scoreboard. You're not behind. You got to stop throwing the ball. You got to go. Maybe they're just reading the scoreboard wrong. Sometimes that happens. What you need to do right here is just send the game, you know, to 0. All you got to do, run the ball, kneel down, something. Stop throwing it.
A minute and 13 to go. Sioux Falls still has 2 timeouts, second down and 10. Biddick still in a passing formation here. He's gonna throw. He's gonna throw it out to the far side, and it's caught by Dupree Hudson. 3rd time's the charm. He got picked the first 2 times he went that route, and this time Hudson picks up a first down to the 21-yard line.
I don't know what's up with them. They just can't stop passing the ball this time. The same play that works before. Look at that one-handed catch out of bounds. Let's see if it stays.
Yeah, let's see if it stays a catch. The ruling on the field is a catch. This is the 3rd Harry's close shave, close call challenge of the evening. Hudson, let's see if he keeps the foot in, and that's so close. I think he got it.
I mean, if there's inconclusive evidence, you gotta stick with the call on the field, but let's see what they decide.
And the pass is complete. Carolina a first down at the 21-yard line. Just over a minute to go in the ball game.
I don't think we're going to be out of this yet. I think Carolina's going to keep firing. Something's a little weird with the play calling here, or not. Or not. They finally got some sense.
The kneel formation is out. The victory formation, as they've done the math and concluded that they can win without throwing another pass. Mark Biddix. What a game from him, as he is probably one of my choices to pick up the player of the game.
And his QBR has suffered significantly from those interceptions.
And Sioux Falls takes a knee again as we come down to the end of the ball game. Let's take a look at how the other games this afternoon finished out. Oklahoma City barely tops Houston 31-28. Houston's down season continues. Atlanta beats Tulsa 34-26. London beats Chicago 42-14. Those are the finals from the other afternoon games, as we're 1 minute and 3 away from ending this one. And Carolina is just going to kick a field goal with under a minute to go. Go back up by 2 scores, potentially. And just run the clock to 0 here as Ezekiel Klein is on the field.
I would try to milk this down all the way down to 3 seconds if they could.
It's probably what they're going to do. Clock running down to 5 seconds. Kick is on the way from Ezekiel Klein, and it's right down Main Street to wrap this one up. Carolina will pick up the win at home. He's perfect on the day, and Ezekiel Klein has sealed this win for Carolina. They will go to 2-4.
Well, what a day for them on defense and special teams, getting 14 points through that, and the offense being serviceable enough to keep them in the lead. You know, they had some interceptions late and almost put Sioux Falls, you know, back into this game with that long running touchdown, but I guess that's about it for them.
After the game is over, which is after this next play, stay tuned to find out who the extraordinary player of the game is, sponsored by Extraordinary Everest, a brand new sponsor here at the SFL. Levant, who's your pick for the extraordinary player of the game? As Tyree throws it out there, and it's picked again. A 5th pick for Carolina, really the only fitting way for this game to end. And this time the pick is by Daniel Pruitt, his 2nd of the ball game. And Levant is currently not here, so I'll keep talking. My player of the game has got to be Blake Chance. He had the pick 6 to put Carolina up by 2 scores late in the ball game as Biddix comes out again in the victory formation, and one final kneel down will seal it.
My apologies for that. I was going to actually give it to Pruitt. I was saying, look at this fan. He's making plays while I'm not even here, because oops, that was an early mute. But hey, I'm gonna give it to Pruitt for just being an unsung hero and just being absolutely great for their defense today.
That's the end of the game. The Carolina Skyhawks pick up their 2nd win of the season. They win at home, and they get the 37-28 win over the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Final score, stats, and highlights, plus your Extraordinary Everest play of the game. And we are hearing that there's not going to be a graphic, but the Extraordinary Everest player of the game is Blake Chance. 8 tackles, 3 assisted tackles, 2 interceptions, and a pick 6 on the day for Blake Chance. He is your Extraordinary Everest player of the game. That'll do it from Raleigh, North Carolina and David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium, alongside Rich Olin on stats. Levant Mercer in the booth with me. I have been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Trurillo. saying see you next time.
See ya.